Go.
I'm Svjetlana2. I'm 38 years old. I live and work in Los Angeles, California. I'm a social worker working with homeless veterans. I was born and raised in former Yugoslavia, and in the early 90s when the war started, my family and we had to relocate. So we decided to move to the United States in 1998. We came here as refugees. When I came here, I didn't speak English, so I had to take some ESL classes. And I was able to communicate maybe like 2-3 months after I arrived here. A year after
Continue.
I'm not good.
A year after.
I decided to enroll in college classes, and I started working on my education. So I earned my bachelor's in psychology in 2006. I worked and went to school full time. I decided also to go to get my master's. I got my master's in social work in 2011. I'm just getting repetitive now.
Continue, because it could be cut out.
Okay. So Today I work at the VA. I'm a social worker. I work with homeless veterans. I really love my job. It's very interesting. It makes me feel good to know that I can be of assistance and help such a vulnerable population, such as homeless veterans. I work with the great people. I have a great support from my coworkers.
And tell me about your upcoming wedding. Tell me about your fiance.
I met my fiance on October 7th, 2011.
What's his name?
His name is Leonardo. He goes by Leo. So I met Leo on October 7th, 2011 at the Geisha House. There was a private party going on, and I decided to go out. He actually came and introduced himself to me that night. We talked a little bit, we mingled, and then I just left. And the following day, one of my real good friends called me, and she was like, "Oh, do you remember the guy from the last night that you danced with? He wanted to get in touch with you." So I was like, sure. So I gave my contact information, and I told her to tell him to contact me, which he did. Within a couple of days, he contacted me and invited me to his birthday party. That was the following weekend. And I decided to go with one of my good friends, and I remember that night we arrived a little bit earlier, and we were all sitting at the lounge, and when he showed up at the door and I saw him, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, he is so handsome, and I had butterflies and everything, and that was a great night. We had amazing times. We did the bar hopping with the friends and everything, and we pretty much had this great chemistry from that night on, and we've just been together ever since.
Did you think that night was going to lead to a wedding or a marriage?
Well, I didn't think about that, but later when I look at the photos, we took some photos from that night, and when I looked at the photos with my friends were saying you guys look like you have a great chemistry, and they said and then I saw that photo and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, we look so good together. I can totally see myself with this guy for the rest of my life. So yes, I did.
So how long were you dating?
We've been dating. We were getting closer to a year, and he proposed that we go to San Diego to celebrate our first anniversary. So he was booking a hotel, the El Coronado Hotel. He got a couples massage. He booked a bonfire by the beach for us, and he was telling me all about it, and I started getting an idea, oh my gosh, this guy, he may pop the question. So I started being excited, and I was like, oh my gosh, what he proposes, what am I gonna do? And I was like, of course I'm gonna say yes. And then actually before we ever even made it to that trip, one Sunday we decided to go to church, and after the church service we took a walk, just a random walk. It was completely random Sunday, around noon, and we got to this point under this tree, and he started telling me how much he cares about me, I'm his only support here, and then all of a sudden it occurred to me, oh my gosh, it's going to happen maybe now. And that's actually where he proposed. Completely surprised me. It was like 11 months after we met, and of course I said yes, and it was like really, really special.
Was there ever any kind of hesitation about being with him?
No, I really never had any hesitations because things were just going well from the get-go. He's very kind, very considerate. He would send me flowers. He would invite me to these romantic dates, like do small little things. Our first date was very, very spontaneous. He took me to the Griffith Park Observatory. We just like went up there, like went for a little walk and had a coffee at the sunset. It was beautiful view. It was like very laid back, very spontaneous, and that's what I really liked about him. Like he made everything sound effortless and spontaneous.